Hello, Scales crew. Welcome back to another episode of What Queer Ear, the show that is for, by, and about LGBTQIA artists and their allies. Now, you've been watching the show so far. Some of you have been telling me some good things about it. So, of course, it's going to keep coming. We have more and more and more and more and more and more and more to give you. But right now, I have a very special guest based out of Oaktown, better known as Oakland, California, by way of Los Angeles, California, by way of Europe. But you'll find out more about this special person once I give you the tea. So I am going to introduce my special guest for tonight's episode, Miss Onah Indigo, aka No Accordion. Welcome, 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 welcome to the show, darling. How are you?
I'm doing really well tonight. I'm bouncing on my ball, which always makes me feel good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I saw you in the music group that we're in on Facebook. I saw you go live and you were bouncing on the ball in there, and I was just like, I can vibe with it. I can dig with it. I can get with it. You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah,
I
I
want to
really,
get
really,
everybody on a ball. I want to see you on a ball. You could try that out because we're stuck inside all the time now, and it's just good to
yeah.
move.
It's like constant movement. Like people say I move a lot and I'm always fidgety. It's like no, I just like to move. I can't sit. I can, but I can't sit still. I have to just move. So I
I
understand.
don't
I
think our
feel it. I
bodies were
dig it.
designed to sit still.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. All right, Miss Ona Indigo. So thank you once again for being on Queer Air, the artist showcase show tonight. Thank you. Um, but I want to just go ahead and let's just hop right in. You know what I mean? We got a lot to cover tonight, so I just want to hop right into it. But I mean, a lot of my guests are new to the LGBTQIA music scene, and when I say that, they feel like it might be an area or genre of music, and it's really not because we cover so many facets and we do so many different genres in the regular music industry. I mean, you can't really put that as its own category. We're just artists who happen to be LGBTQIA. So help me, because I know a little bit about you, but I want to know more. But help me and my viewing audience know who is Ona Indigo, aka No Accordion. Who is she?
So that's a big questions, but I'll start out with that's me. My name is Ona Indigo, and I've been running a project called No Accordion for about 11 years now. I'd say some of the main things I do, I'm a musician, I'm a music producer,
Uh,
I am a sound engineer, and I've formed this project over the last 10 years. It's almost become somewhat like a record label just because I'm the songwriter, I compose the beats, but I feature a lot of other artists as well.
okay.
Come up with uh, the mission basically of the project is celebrating diversity by amplifying extraordinary creative voices to form a deeper understanding and connection that promotes equal opportunity for all, transforming fear, anxiety, anger, and hatred into love, compassion, creativity, and sensitivity. So
Oh,
that's kind of the driving force behind the project. And
okay.
it's been a
O-
lot of fun. I've worked with, I think, about 40 different artists over the years.
Okay, dope. So you got your foot in the game for a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you kind of answered a little bit about like the project, but I want to know just as far as about you, how, like what inspired you to actually just make music in general to get into the field.
Okay. So I am originally from Los Angeles. I grew
Mhm.
up there and I've always been very creative. I just love to create things. When it comes to music, I've been playing music since I was 5. So I started playing, I studied classical piano for about 11 or 12 years. And also during that time, do a lot of visual arts. I have this drive to always create things. It makes me feel better. It's like it's a beautiful gift. It's healing for me as well when I'm doing it. So I've just
Nice.
always got this constant desire to create. And I think that the No Accordion Project birthed about 11 years ago, finally, because as a musician who'd been playing with many different bands, and alongside that, learning how to sound engineer, and alongside that, sound recording, I also I've always been into electronic music, and I wanted my own types of backing beats. And I thought initially I'd get the No Accordion Project together as a band,
Mhm.
and I'd bring in a few key players, maybe a drummer and a bass player. But I never found the drummer, the bass player that could quite, do the electronica genres that I was looking for. So instead, I had to start making my own beats. And I still work with people all the time, but this time now they play with my backing track so that I can have my own unique sound. I realized that I had to have total control of my sound.
Okay, okay. So we got a producer in the building, beat
Yes,
maker. The
that's
next.
basically I became a music producer over the
All
years.
right, that's what's
Yeah.
up. Big up. Look, and being that this is part of Women's History Month, hey, and we just hit International Women's History Day, and I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm gonna correct myself. International Women's Day, but this is Women's History Month. That is a dope thing to actually be able to premiere this month. So congratulations, hats off to you on that one.
Hey,
Um,
thanks for having me on Women's History Month. I
for
appreciate it.
sure, for sure, no problem at all. You're actually the second female artist that I've or female artist that or producer that I have had on the show. My very first episode that premiered last night, they were actually she was actually a female, and she is, I guess you could call her the same as you, very multifaceted, and she produces her own beats and stuff as well. So, hey, y'all are coming up, and I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it. Period. So, but I kind of want to know, not this time, like, what would you consider your musical message to be? Like just in general, not so much as based on your like your project or anything, but just your musical message in general. What do you, when you think of making music, what comes to mind? What are you trying to actually send out to the world?
I'm telling stories. It's a way of amplifying my voice and other people's voices. So different songs have different themes. I can talk about certain themes that seem to run a lot through what I do. There's a lot about heart opening and dealing with sorrow and pain, but trying to still stay in that place of love and staying open. The concept of choosing love over fear. I've used music a lot to help me process my own emotional, sometimes pain and discomfort. It's I found that like when I work with emotions, it helps me process my emotions when I make music, and sometimes even when I listen to other people's music, it helps me process emotions. It feels in general that music is extremely emotional. So I'm putting out, I'm expressing my emotions, I'm transforming my emotions with my music. I'm encouraging people to move their body, to go inward, to tap into, to find that silence, that stillness, hoping to bring out more active listening, meditation. First and foremost, I would say music is my main form of meditation.
Okay.
It puts me in my happy place. It keeps me in the moment. Um, my music can keep other people in the moment. I've had that experience when I listen to music and I'm just listening to it. My thoughts have finally calmed down and I'm just in it.
That's what's up.
I
That
yeah,
is what's up.
yeah. So that's some
Um,
of the main stuff that's running through.
well, that's a good thing because what I'm gonna do is too, like it in the break of the show, we're actually going to actually play a snippet of your music that you actually sent to us. Um, one song called "Ready,"
Yep.
and I kind of want to talk about that in a little bit too. Like, yeah, so um, no, so with your musical message, like, How do you feel like that has an impact on the LGBTQIA community as a whole?
Well, first and foremost, I had to learn to love my queer self. Like it starts with like self-love. There's so much prejudice and judgment against being queer, and then the fact I grew up, in the 80s during the AIDS crisis, and there was tons of like homophobia,
Yep.
insane homophobia. So my parents, my father especially, was extremely homophobic.
Hmm.
We were so afraid of getting AIDS,
Yeah.
and it's it was scary. I went to Catholic school. Like a lot of religions, consider you a sinner, that you don't even exist. And then the added confusion of for me is like when back then you were either gay or you were straight, but I'm actually, bisexual, like non-binary, and that wasn't even that sexual orientation wasn't even acknowledged. So it's like
Right.
people just looked at you as like you're confused.
Oh,
You choose. You got to choose. And even the LGBTQ community were like, you choose. You're either
yeah.
straight or gay. You're with us or
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
that was the
actually,
struggle that a lot of people didn't don't seem to understand. And a lot of people today still don't seem to understand it, but there's a lot more education out there, thankfully, that people can actually, tap into. But even like with I mean, even though this is not even a real top this is not a topic of the conversation, but even with racism throughout the LGBTQIA community, I had people when we were talking about when racism was a very, 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 very hot topic because it's still a hot topic, but a like scorching hot topic. We were talking about it throughout social media, and a lot of them didn't know. Like a lot of my heterosexual friends did not know that that existed within that community. So it was like those were things that they they didn't basically know. I'm just gonna put it to you like that. They just basically didn't know it. So it was a perfect time and opportunity to educate them. So I totally understand what you mean when you say that bisexual wasn't even a thing, and a lot of people like you have to choose, and it's like, but I don't want to choose. I
I
don't.
can't choose
I
it. I don't.
can't
I'm not.
choose.
I'm not. I wasn't born that way.
I can't choose. And the thing is, like, the reason why I say I don't want to choose is because I don't want to deny myself of me being who I am. So I'm not going to choose because there really, when it boils down to it, I can't choose. There is no choice. So I totally agree with you on that. Um,
So yeah, it felt like, and then you can, sometimes I can just pass a straight too. And I've been with men, and I can see how it's easier sometimes to want to pass a straight, especially if you're, with the opposite sex at the time, just so you don't get the hassle.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. There's a lot to unpack there, and thankfully people are starting to get the luggage and open it up and start unpacking. So that's a great thing. But since I was talking about music, I want to jump into that song Ready. I want you to please explain the song Ready to me. I like it. It has a very dope vibe to it. So if you could you kind of like just explain like what was the premise behind the song Ready?
yeah, so Ready, it was the title track of my last album that I released in 2009,
Okay.
2019,
Mm-hmm.
called Surrender.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an album that I had had a really difficult time in that winter when I was making the music, and I'd had some abusive relationships. I was just in a kind of depressed state, and to the only thing I really could feel like I could do was just hunker down and make music. And then the album just came out so loving and open and beautiful. It's like I went through this huge transformation process. And Ready being the title track is once again this like heart opening and healing that happened so that I felt that I was finally open and I did enough healing from like my past relationship, basically a past marriage, that I was ready for love. And this isn't necessarily romantic love either. There's also, ready for more self-love, ready for just more love in the fucking world. Like there's just so much hate and war, and yes, I know there's a lot of, let's bring more fucking love, you know. But like there's just a heavy hitting like mantra too. Like I like heavy beats and it's just
Yeah.
bang, and then it's just, and then there's me and two other ladies, so it's like a group of the feminine, and it really is, it's about the feminine calling in the love too. This is like, that's why I chose only ladies to do this like mantra. It's just like this mantra chant, just like we're ready for love. I don't care what form it is. We just bring more of it on, you know?
Okay. And you
So ready for love. I am ready. 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 I'm so 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 ready for love. So ready, so ready, so ready. So ready, so ready, so ready. I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. I am ready, I am ready, I am ready. I'm so ready.
Okay, and you kind of get that vibe when you're listening to it. Like if you really know music and you pay attention to it, you kind of feel that message. That was one reason why I wanted to talk about it because I was like, I wanted to see if maybe what I got from it was what she was trying to portray. Even though I'm a male, I still caught the message because I'm a musician as well. So I'm just like, okay, I feel that. I feel that. And then the thing is, when we sing at different frequencies. And with those frequencies, we're able to contact and connect with other frequencies that can
Mm,
connect on that same plane. So I was one of those. And I actually got that actual message from it. So great. I mean, whew,
cool.
I'm glad. I'm very glad. Um, so with the project, the No Accordion project, like, is there a time frame in which people can expect for that to be coming out soon?
Actually, I have another album that is almost finished.
Okay.
It's called Anima Errante, which is, I used to live in Italy for years, and it means
Okay.
wandering soul. And
Oh.
that's what, I had an Italian girlfriend for a couple of years. We were going to art school together, and that's what she called me, because I've lived in different countries, traveled a lot. And I think that I'm somewhat of a wandering soul when it comes to music. I
Okay.
do a lot of different genres. I pull from a lot of different sources. I feature a lot of different artists.
And that's great. That's a great thing. So
And
that's
that,
cool.
so yeah, it'll come out in about 9 months,
All
something
right.
like that.
All right.
We're going to
Cool.
do a
So
really good marketing campaign for it this time.
okay. So which one is gonna come out first? The one that's out. Like okay, the one you were just telling me about now, is that out now or is that
Oh
current?
yeah, Surrender's already out, and then Anima Errante is coming out. That'll be
Okay.
out in 9 months.
9 months. Okay.
Yeah,
And
nine
so
months to a year.
okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And we'll
Cool.
probably
Cool.
have a couple singles coming out before the whole album comes out.
Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay. So well, in that respect, like, are you doing like any type of like visuals to your projects?
Yes, we're going to have two different music videos.
Okay.
My daughter and her best friend actually her best friend is named they are called Gravity, and they will be featured on one of the tracks.
Okay.
And they just did a TikTok dance challenge video. We haven't posted it yet, but
Okay.
my daughter and her friend Gravity, and it's super cute. It's filmed in Oakland in the Laurel district. I'm not sure if you know Oakland that well. And
Okay.
then we will have two music videos. I haven't chosen which songs they will be yet. I usually work with my kid. I've been working with my kid since she was 6. So I do pretty low budget, but pretty wacky, weird music videos. I don't know if you've seen them, but maybe you can show a little clip on your show.
Yeah, I mean, I will see what we can do about showing a clip, but I actually do will have your links in the description box below so people can go check out your actual visuals that you did send me. So that's why I was just wondering like if there were going to be any visuals for the forthcoming projects that you have that are
Oh,
being.
excellent. Yeah.
So that'll be
And there's
great.
also some beautiful photographs that were taken by a really wonderful photographer that I've worked with before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, awesome. Well, let's see here. Now, before we get out of here, I want to ask one major question is, do you have any types of other influences? Like, do you see any other artists that could be like, mainstream popular or, underground artists that kind of inspire you with your
So
music?
many. I'm very plugged into the West Coast bass scene, and I love trap and hip hop. There's a lot of underground hip hop that's happening here. I'm going out to parties all the time. And then the electronic music scene's really potent here. There's lots of different genres of electronica. I've been plugged into the scene about 10 years.
I
Very
see you're
inspiring.
making me want to come to Oakland. I already
You
told you.
definitely need to come to
Yeah,
Oakland.
I told you prior to the filming of this interview that Oakland has been a special part of me because I just like the vibe and the culture and the energy there, and I'm wanting to. I'm gonna visit one day. I am.
It's a very queer friendly city as well.
I'm gonna come and visit there. Oakland, California. You mark my word. Jerron Howie, Jay Lee, I will be out there. Me and my team and my camp, we will be out there in Oakland one of these days. We will definitely let you know on this channel. You feel me? And hopefully we get up and we can have some coffee and talk and you know what I'm saying, drink some water, whatever the case may be, whatever your libation choice is, just have a drink and just kind of just chop it up in politics. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
hopefully that's in the cards. You have to live futuristically, but you also have to live day by day too, in my belief. So
I get it.
yeah,
Well, I'm out here. You'll love it if you come and
for
visit.
sure, for sure. Well, I wanted to thank you so much for actually being a part of the show today, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know it's St. Patrick's Day, and some people are ready for the turn up. Me personally, I'm not, but it was ironic because I looked today and I was like, oh, I have one green and didn't even realize it. But happy St. Patty's Day and St. Gertrude's Day because a lot of people don't know St. Gertrude. Um,
No.
yeah, St. Gertrude was the matron of cats, and it was her day too. So it's two, but that's it goes deep, and we go deep sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Right.
real quick before we go, is there anything you want to kind of like let my audience know when it comes to like your music or if they where they can find you, see you in shows or anything like that? If they happen to be out in Oakland, if we have some West Coast viewers, is there anything you would like to let them know?
Yeah, I'd like to invite you to please check out No Accordion's music and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is No Accordion, and then just Google No Accordion, NOACCORDION, and explore what's on there and
Okay.
reach out too. I'm a pretty good communicator. That's how we met, isn't it?
Exactly. I put it out there in the group and was like, "Hey, you guys, we're doing this show. We're looking for artists, so on and so forth." And here you are.
That's the kind of the beauty of COVID times. Actually, I think it's
Exactly.
brought me in contact with people all over the world. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and it gives people that opportunity to say, "Hey, you know what? Instead of me wasting time and I'm not being able to continue with my craft on stage, there's still a way for me to get exposure." It doesn't
And
matter how many subscribers or viewers you have. One more viewer that didn't know about you is another person that learns about you and can get interested into you. And sometimes, as underground artists, they tend to forget that, and they're looking at, oh, I'm trying to have millions. You'll get there because you're talented. Your talent's going to speak for yourself, for itself, you know. But thank you so much once again. Thank you, Scales Crew, for tuning in. This has been another episode of Queer Ear, the show that's for, by, and about LGBTQIA artists and their allies. Make sure you guys keep tuning in. We got more coming for you. So stay tuned, keep it locked, and we'll see you later.